Hi guys, we're back with more of The Terrible 2 by Jory, John, and Mac Barnett, illustrated by Kevin Cornell. We were on chapter 20, so let's get started. Chapter 20. All right, gentlemen, come on, line up, Coach O was shouting between blows on his whistle. Quit standing around in little clumps. You need to line up and stop clumping. Nobody lined up. Josh Barkin jumped up and touched the net of a basketball hoop while a few other boys watched. Stuart was wearing his shirt inside out. Two boys and a girl were reading on the bleachers. Somewhere outside the gymnasium, a cow mooed. Moo! Come on, line up! Coach O was getting desperate. Don't you guys know it's Thank a Teacher Day? Although really some thanks, that wasn't even any bacon. And I've been told there'd be bacon. The cupcakes weren't that good, Tom, said Coach B. They were dry. Over by the trophy case, Miles rolled his eyes. Well, it certainly looked like you were enjoying them enough, Mike, said Coach O. What did you have, 3? Nobody's keeping you from eating cupcakes but yourself, Tom, said Coach B. I'm low carb, said Coach O. Then he started blowing his whistle again. You guys know I can't whistle. Line up! The many clumps gradually coalesced into one big clump. You call that a line? I call that a clump, said Coach O. Or a blob, said Coach B. After much shifting and shuffling and some shoving from Josh Barkin, the clump thinned out into a line. Now there's a line, said Coach O. Good line, said Coach B. Coach O blew his whistle for no immediately identifiable reason. We're starting a new unit today, indoor hockey. The most important rule of indoor hockey is what? It's this: no swinging above the knees. Keep those sticks low, said Coach B. Coach B's whistle was in his mouth, and it blew faintly as he talked. Swing those sticks high, and you could accidentally hit someone in the face. Josh looked at Miles and smiled. Now, said Coach O, we've got sticks over there, pucks over there, and cones over there. Grab a stick, partner up, and get a puck, and practice passing to each other. Then I'll tell you what to do with the cones. Go! Coach O blew his whistle, and the line immediately dissolved back into clumps. Those kids don't listen, Coach O said to Coach B. It's making me nuts. Look at my hands shake. Tom, maybe you should eat some crackers or something. I don't eat crackers, Mike. Crackers aren't on the diet. Stop shouting, Tom. The coaches got deep into an argument, punctuated by the occasional blasting of whistles at each other. Miles watched as Niles dutifully plucked a rubber puck out of a mesh bag. Look at him, Miles thought. He almost felt bad for him. Poor Niles. Niles didn't even know what was coming, and what was coming was the thrilling conclusion to a devastating prank. All day, Miles had been waiting for Barkin to show up, purple-faced, and pull Niles out of class. It hadn't happened in science, or in history, or during silent reading. It hadn't happened in our class, and so it would have to happen now in PE, the last period of the day. And oh, how perfect. PE, which meant that Niles would be called into Barkin's office wearing his gym clothes. How embarrassing. And then he'd get suspended, or maybe even expelled. No matter what, Niles Sparks would be a goat, because here is what Miles had placed in Principal Barkin's mailbox earlier that morning. Dear Principal Barkin, I, Niles, regret to inform you that on the first day of school, I parked your car at the top of the stairs. This is my confession. I am sorry. I don't know why I did it, but I understand you will probably have to punish me harshly. That's fine. I deserve it and I respect you. Sincerely, bleh. Miles didn't know what Niles' signature looked like, and so his master stroke was that illegible scrawl at the bottom of the paper. And now here was Niles, his small-sized gym clothes at least 2 sizes too – his small gym clothes at least 2 sizes too big, loping over with a plastic hockey stick under his arm. Want to partner up? Niles asked. Miles shrugged. I don't have a stick. That's what I meant. Have you given more thought to the That wasn't what I meant. Have you given more thought to the pranking partnership? Niles checked to make sure nobody was within earshot. The Terrible 2? Oh, that, said Miles. What's the matter? Regretting starting this prank war with me? You started the prank war. Whatever. You know what, Niles? It sounds to me like you're scared. It sounds like you're thinking it would be better to have me close instead of out in the wild, dreaming up stunning and masterful pranks. Miles checked the door to the gym. Now would be the perfect time for Barkin to show up. But Barkin didn't show up. Instead, Niles reached into the pocket of his gym shorts and pulled out an envelope. Not an envelope, the envelope. For the first time in today's PE class, Miles felt out of breath. Where'd you get that? Niles gave a matter-of-fact shrug. I sort and deliver Principal Barkin's mail. It's one of the duties of the school helper. As you can probably imagine, I was surprised to find a letter from myself in Barkin's mailbox. So I steamed it open over the electric tea kettle and found your confession. Amazing, Miles said in spite of himself. That's what I'm trying to tell you, Miles. If you never yak and keep a low profile, you're above suspicion. And if you're above suspicion, you can get access to the inner workings of the whole school. I've worked my way into a place where I can execute spectacular pranks. He paused, then added, and foil underwhelming almost pranks. What do you mean, almost pranks? This wasn't a prank. Of course it was a prank. No, this was just ratting me out for a prank I committed. That's not a prank. It's just a jerk move and a violation of the prankster's oath. Of course. I've never heard of the prankster's oath. Of course you haven't, said Niles. But if you join the terrible two, nope, no way. I'm not going to join your dumb club just to learn some phony oath you probably made up. I'm a born prankster. Prankster blood pumps through my prankster heart. Niles sighed. So the war is still on. The war is still on. Okay, Niles held the envelope out in front of him. Take a closer look. To Principal Barkin from Miles. What? Miles grasped at the envelope, but Niles pulled it back. I took care of the inside too. Look. Dear Principal Barkin, I, Miles, regret to inform you that on the first day of school, I parked your car at the top of the stairs. This is my confession. I am sorry. I don't know why I did it, but I understand. You will probably have to punish me harshly. That's fine. I deserve it and I respect you. Sincerely, no. This could come in handy in the prank war, said Niles. A signed confession written in your own handwriting? That is not my handwriting, Miles said. In fact, Miles had been very careful to disguise his handwriting. He'd closed his eyes while writing the note. It looks a lot more like yours than mine. How do you know? Miles asked. The third week check-in I had you fill out, said Niles. He produced another piece of paper. Please write a brief essay in cursive describing your experiences in the first 3 weeks at school using comparisons from literature, history, and/or film and television. Go suck an egg, Niles. Sincerely, Miles. Looking at the evidence in front of him, Miles had to admit that the handwriting in the confession did look like a messier version of his own. Plus, I don't write with a blue Bic Velocity 1.6 millimeter ballpoint pen, Niles said, but you do. In fact, you may remember that I borrowed yours in science. I used it to change the N's to M's. Miles had to admit the kid had a knack for planning. Niles put the confession back in the envelope, licked the flap, and sealed it shut. I think I'll hold on to this, he said, just in case I need to put it back in Barkin's mailbox. Miles gave Niles his best sneer. Wouldn't that be ratting, he asked. Isn't that a violation of the prankster's oath? Niles smiled. It would only be ratting if you'd figured out how to put Barkin's car at the top of the flight of steps, he said. But you didn't dream up that stunning and masterful prank. He leaned in close. I did. Niles turned and walked away. Coach O and Coach B were still blowing their whistles when the bell rang. Fact 585. A dairy cow can produce 120 pounds of saliva per day. That's a lot of imperial teaspoons. Fact 586. Cows can walk upstairs, but not down because of the way their joints work. Sounds like the excuse my grandma gives, although my grandma can walk neither down nor upstairs. Fact 587. Cows are social creatures and prefer to form large herds, but will sometimes avoid certain cows. That's right, there are popular and unpopular cows. Hope you enjoyed.